And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand. That stands for authority. And put it upon Joseph's hand. And arrayed him in vestures of fine lining. And put a gold chain about his neck. Today, people, it's a news everywhere. You go to social media and it's a topic about why some men of God. It's a topic everywhere. The ring of men of God and the chain they have been wearing. They speak against the Archbishop Duncan Williams' rings. They speak against all the most great men of God rings. It is the men that makes the ornaments anointed, not the ornaments that make them anointed. Not what they are wearing that makes them anointed. It's what they make what they are wearing anointed. Are you here with me? There are people who love life. They love life before they came into ministry. So wearing those things, especially with the Ashanti ones, who love the chains and the golds and the rings. So wearing those things is not a problem. When you are ordained in a certain realm, sometimes they put those things on your finger and they put a chain. I have a long one. I've never used before. I think I used it 1 or 2 times. Like a chi and kwechon. And I put it somewhere. I have clerical, 2 of them. Ordinations in Nigeria have certificates. As I go to live with me, you've seen them. Have you not seen them? Certificates. I was ordained Reverend Doctor Kutushi. But you've never heard me mentioning it anyway. Amen. Because the anointing is not in the clerical. The anointing, the spirit is in me. Asare-Chirebuah has been ordained in several areas. Several areas. At the point they were calling him to ordain him bishop. He said, no. My head pastor has not gone there. Let me stay where I am. Several. But you don't always see him in long chains, in clerical, in rings. They put that bishop thing there. That Hausa cap, the one they put on their head here. Me, the way my head is flat, if I put it there, it will fall. I don't have conti, it's flat. You see, Pastor Poti have some. Am I lying? They put some there. And a long staff with some long dress, and he was holding it like that. The high priest. But look at the man. Comes so simple. Eh? As I go straight and Pastor Michael, they were ordained. They have clerical and a wooden chain. Long one. They don't normally use it. We believe in anointing. Amen. So you see, the same things were put on Joseph. Eh? And he made him to ride in the second chariot. Charlie, he was a servant too. He was a son, became a servant. Now a leader of the whole nation. So they made him ride what? In the second chariot, which he had, which Pharaoh had, the president had. And they cried before him, bowed the knee. The dream he had when he was a son, that all the stars were bowing to him, that his brothers hated him and they didn't understand. Now they say bow to him. Before people bow to you, must also bow to somebody before they bow to you. And he made him to ride in the second chariot, which he had, and they cried before him, bowed the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. He was a servant in Potiphar's house. Now he has become a ruler over Potiphar himself. In the whole house of Egypt, he was made what? A ruler. Are you with me? Amen. So the second phase is what? The servant. The first is what? Sonship. Okay. Now, let's go to Matthew chapter 20. Matthew chapter 20 from the verse 26. I'm sure. But it shall not be so among you. Okay. Is it 26 there? Okay, let's start from the verse 20. Matthew chapter 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. They are desiring a certain thing of him. Are you here with me, church? And he said unto her, what wilt thou? What do you want me to do? She said unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on the right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. You don't know what you are asking. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. And he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them from whom it is prepared from my Father. Of my Father, sorry. And when the 10 heard it, so 12 disciples, 2 of them came secretly with their mother to ask for that position. When the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the 2 brethren. They were angry. We have been here long. We have not asked for these positions. You came, you want to become greater above all of us. They were angry. The next verse. But Jesus called them unto him and said, ye know not that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. The next verse. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister, means your servant. Church, are you with me? Now, is it the King James? Go to the NIV. Now, not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must first be what? Your servant. Now, watch this. The 2 that were brought by their mother. The Bible said the sons of who? Oh, the sons of who? Zebedee. And they want to jump the line to become the greatest. Politics. Because their parents have contact with the master and have connection with the master. Are you here with me? So they went behind the scene to come and see the master. Let me say Jesus. And then they asked Jesus, this is what I want for my sons. I want this position for my sons. And then the other 12 disciples heard it. How they heard it, I don't know. But among the church, when secretly, members can hear it somewhere. Do you know that? There are things members know that you yourself, you the leader, you don't know. I'm telling you, church members. The fact that I'm about to be here. Don't need me can only hear they know, but you yourself, you don't know. So now watch this. I don't know if I'm getting your mind somewhere. The sons of Zebedee, they want to jump the line, the queue, to go to the front. And Jesus said, it is not so. It is not done. Do you know what you're asking for? It is not done like that. That is not how they do it. There are phases. You are sons now. Now you have to go through the process of a servant. Then now I can decide to make you what you have to become. But you can't jump the line. So Jesus addressed the matter because there was confusion. Anger was coming. And that is what happened. Sometimes in the house and in the body of Christ, when people just want to jump the line, others must not understand because they have to go through the process of service. So Jesus called them and addressed the matter. He said, for you people, he that want to be the greatest among you must first be your servant. You have been sons and daughters from somewhere and you met me. But to whoever want to be the greatest must first be a servant. So Jesus addressed the matter and he said, you don't break the chain. You can't break the protocol. I myself am a son of God. I was addressed by my own people as a carpenter's son. I followed my father and did the work with him. Now I have become a servant of God. I will now ascend to the throne. I have to go through the phases to be a son, to become a servant. And then after that, when I have passed the exams, the test of the servanthood, the Bible says said he humbled himself even unto the death of the cross. Then he was, after that, he was given a name above every other name, that at the mention of that name, every name must bow. So Jesus himself has to go through the process. Who are you then? Who are you that you want to jump and become a leader? Control people. Let me say this. Any head pastor anywhere who you cannot see humility in are never saved. Because the servant, the process of the servant humbles you. It molds you. It breaks you down. The process, when you have to become a servant, it humbles you. Anybody, you see most of the pastors go to some of these small churches, one-man churches, you see the pastor and his long chain with cross and rings, bishop, and sometimes you don't even know how they got the bishop title. But everybody is a bishop. Bishop, doctor. And then you hear how they talk to the congregation. Insults. Has no respect, talk biat. You know why? And some of the people sitting there are far older than you, but they talk biat, talk rough. Mami media sorry not join our church. Sorry na bra. Na me show come. Na join our church. And the person he's talking to is older than his mother. But you know why? Because he has not been a servant. He jumped the line from a son and became a pastor, a head pastor. So he has not passed through that. He has not served. Because when you serve, it will humble you. Because in service, leaders will say things that will make you angry. But you have to. Do you know that there were so many things Jesus said to Peter that Peter should have been angry and walk away? But Peter was supposed to be the great apostle we are reading about today, and he wrote most of the what? The epistles. And so just Peter had to serve. Even though Jesus called him a devil, Satan, he had to serve. At the point Jesus said, you will deny me. He has to serve. Jesus said things that should make the guy angry, but he served. So when he became a leader, a great apostle, he was so humble. Are you here with me? He said, not so with you. Instead, whosoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Are you here with me? I served Prophet Stanley Quagri for years. I have a spiritual father. I don't normally go to him, which is very bad. I always have to be there. But sometimes Pastor Goswin and Co will talk to me that we have to go and see Papa. I have to go and sow seed. I have to go and do this. One day, when he came here, he said, "Oh, my sons, this is the best. Because me, when I go, anywhere you put me, I'll go and sit. I don't care." They want position. They said, "Put my son, one of my son at your left hand and one at your right side in your kingdom." And then the other one said, "Quiet," which means they also have the same thing in them. They want to become. They have that desire, but they don't have the connection. They don't have the parents that are closer to Jesus to go. So when they heard these people, they want to. Let's see. They also got out there. Quiet. What do you mean? We are serving. You want to become what? Are you here with me? And whoever wants to be the first must be your slave. Presence of the angels of God, who over one sinner that repented. And he said, a certain man had 2 sons. Yes. He had 2 what? Note that word, sons. And the younger of them said to his master, to his father, "Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me." And he divided unto them his living, shared the properties. And not many days after, the younger son, the younger what? Son, gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with righteous living, basa life. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his field to feed swine, to feed pigs. A rich man's son. He was a son. He never waited to be a servant. He dodged that side because he wants to go ahead of his senior brother to go and enjoy life. But he couldn't escape. He still went to somebody's house to become a servant, to serve pigs. Watch it something. The next verse. And he would fain have filled he wished he had filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat. He want to eat the same food with a pig. And no man gave unto him. He was not favored. If you have not served and you want to get into a position of leader and control people, you will never be favored. That is where frustration will set in. You don't have what to eat. You are struggling. Frustration. There is this guy, I don't want to mention his name. When we were on the park, he's in the church. He's in Global, the one at Reverend Dr. Mpiakofi's church before, the one here before. He was there, and he was a prayer warrior. And he has been coming to the park to pray with us when we were on the park. And he wanted to start a church. And he came to me, a prayer warrior. He wanted to start a church. And the Lord, I told him, the Lord said I should tell you, you are not called to be a tree. You are supposed and called to be a branch, and you will prosper in that. I'll preach on this very soon. It is not everybody that is called to be a senior pastor. Don't force yourself to be one. There are some that are called to only serve and be a branch, like a support, like the Bishop James. For so many years, over 40 years of his life, he's still serving under Archbishop. Yet he's older, far older than Archbishop. He's now a very rich and prosperous man. He has houses all over in Trasaco, houses everywhere. He entered the presidency anyhow. They call him in America to come and give counsel anyhow. He's not the leader. He's not the tree. He's a branch connected to the tree. He is prospering. And mainly, it is not even the main tree, the stem, that produces the fruit. It is even the branches that produces the fruits. But they get their food from the main tree. So this thing everybody want to. I'm breaking away. I want to go and be a general pastor. When I look at myself and the way I'm also anointed, I can do it. Charlie, you'll be frustrated. One day I heard a story that one of the fathers of the land, Dr. Menson Tabel, told Prophet Yawano that the church at Holy Ghost Temple at Adenta, if you go there, it's bigger than this, the main church here. Far bigger and beautiful. Well established than the one here. And so I feel the bishop, the head pastor said, I feel, yes, you can change the name. If you have gotten there, you have to. He said the Lord warned him that he has not called him to be a tree. He should still be a branch, still safe. The moment he shifts that, you will be shocked with all that he has attained. He will start dropping. I'm telling you, because when you call yourself where the will of God didn't take you, you must produce your own grace to sustain there. Sometimes we have to know where we belong. Is God calling you to be also a head pastor and start a church? If not, and you try it, you will be frustrated. You'll be shocked that when you are under somebody, you are more safer, powerful, prosperous, anointed. You are okay. You are peace. When you start your own, you realize that. Are you not the same person who pray for people, power take place, and now you are just, what is happening? You are not called there, so you must sustain yourself without God's hand. And I tell you, the only thing a man can do successfully without God is to fail. Because God is not a failure. The only thing a man can do successfully without God is to fail. And when he came to himself, the guy left his father's house. He was a son. He left. He wants to become great. He wants to become the big guy. So he went out to a far country. Started taking women, living all the nice life. Are you here with me? And when he came to himself, he said, now watch this. He said, the first thing he spoke about was a servant. Because he missed that act. He dodged. And I perish with hunger. I perish yet with anger. I will arise and go to my father. And look at what he said. And I will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. And I'm no more worthy to be called thy son. Why? Because he has been a son already. So he doesn't even want that one. Make me as one of thy hired servants. Now he want to go through the process. He doesn't say make me back like your son or make me a leader. He wants to be the servant before he goes to the third one, the leader or the king. And the third one is the king. The first one is the sonship phase, and then what? The servanthood, and then the kingship. When you have become the great leader. Now, and I'm no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. I am already a son. I have been through the sonship. But now, make me a servant. What I dodge and I ran away, I have come back. Make me a servant. Make me what? A servant. And I'm no more. Okay, the next verse. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servant, Bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. The next verse. And bring hither the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead. It means anytime you disconnect yourself from spiritual authority, you are dead. This my son was dead. He disconnected himself from me, the father. He rebelled and sinned against me, the father. So even though he was walking, he was a dead man. He was dead. And is alive again. He's alive again because he reconnected himself to the father. So he came back to life. So life, your life, and the extension of your life is connected to your father. Spiritually. He was lost. He's now is found. And they began to be merry. Now his elder son was in the field. I want you to watch what the elder son will say. And as he was in the field, which means he was still serving. He was a servant to he's now moved from the son. Now he's serving the father. Are you here? Being in the field, doing his father's work for him. Church, are you here? Serving his father. Right. Why he also got angry? Because he doesn't understand why his brother should break the chain, the protocol, the process of dodging the position of a servant and going away to mess up. And he came and they are just trying to give him another position. When he himself realized that he has to be a servant before. And that is what happens when fathers are being biased. Some sons get angry. Are you here with me? Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music. So, is it how they spell music? Okay, oh, this is Bible music. He heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked what these things mean. What is the meaning of the noise and the song and the music I'm hearing in the house? And he said unto him, Thy brother is come, and thy father had killed the fatted calf because he had received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out. Now his father came out. You know why his father came out? Because the son has to come. But now the father went out because the son was right. The son is now right. Are you in church? Right. So the father came out and entreated him, tried to convince him. And his answering said to his father, Lo, this my years do I did what? It means that the guy knew that the father was breaking the law. And the brother was also breaking the law. They were not doing the right thing. So he said, I have served you. I was your son, but I've become a servant for you. I have served you all these years. Do I serve thee? Lord, this many years do I serve thee. Neither transgress I at any of thy commandments. I have served you all these years. Have I offended you? And have I broken any of your commandments? And yet thou never gavest me a kid, a goat, baby goat, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come, this thy son was come. Oh, you in school, man. Abama Kibo. Am I right? This thy son was come, which had devoured thy living with harlots, prostitutes. Thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. Now, I am taking this out of context because when you go to the real meaning, it means a lost soul, right? That has come back home. But I'm taking it from another angle, right? Right. Living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fattest calf. And he said unto his son, Thou art ever with me. You have always been with me. And all that I have is thy. It means that even though this guy has come back, he doesn't have any inheritance. You are not getting this. It means that everything in the house now, every property there now, is for the senior one. So at the end of it all, when the father is dead and gone, everything will go to who? The senior one. What he said to the son, the senior son, was verbal will. Like today we will write a will before we die. But this one, verbally, everything is yours. So when the father is dead and gone, then he will become the leader over the young. So the younger one has to serve him before he can survive. So it means that he was a son. He became a servant. Now he will become the leader, the king. The process, the three phases of leadership. Am I teaching? And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me. You have always been with me. So sons, you must be with the fathers. And all that I have is thine. Everything I have now is yours. The next verse. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found. When you disconnect from spiritual authority, you are lost. We have to go and find you. Was found. And he said also unto his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had steward, and the same was accused unto him that he had wasted his goods. And he called him and said unto him, How is it that I hear this of thee? Give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward. Then the steward said within himself, What shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me the stewardship. I cannot dig to beg. I am ashamed. Let me end there. Have I given you enough reasons for you to know that you have to go through that three phases before becoming what God has destined you to become? And this is the problem with so many churches that didn't. You see, so there are some people that are now head pastors over small churches or groups. I'm not saying it's bad. Everybody starts small. But some have been sons but have never been servants. Jump straight into leadership. So what happened to that prodigal son? They are hungry. Are you here with me? They are hungry. And so now the ministry they are doing is out of hunger. So everything they will do to succeed, to become rich, because they are looking at others that have passed through the servanthood and have now become great, and they think they must be like them. But they have jumped and they don't want to be a servant, and they think they must be like them. And those people have passed through the position of a servant. Am I speaking to somebody here? And so now they cut away from a sonship straight to become leaders of themselves. And they didn't want to become servant. So like the guy said, he said, now I am hungry. I don't even have what to eat. But he took the right decision and went back to the father. But some will not go back. What they will do is, out of the hunger doing the ministry with, they have to fill their tummy. So what they are doing is now stomach direction. They'll do everything possible. And that is how so many of them go to juju men. Because they have to fill their tummy. They are hungry. That is how so many of them become frustrated and envious of the ones that are making it. Because they are not making it. They are losing it. They are hungry. And so they have to do something to succeed. They have to do something to survive. They have to do something to make the thing work. Am I preaching? Are you understanding the message well? Hunger. All the people I read about in the Bible, they went through the same process. They were sons. They became servants. And then now, kings. The third one is kings. The kingship phase, where you have now been made the leader you must become. So you are a big time mechanic, right? Please stand up. You were having your own shop, big shop. Were you before? Did you just get out from your mother's or your father's house and open your shop? You passed through the process, so you became a servant. You became an apprentice. Thank you. Do you know that if you even have doctorate, PhD, and you have never worked before, when you say, God bless you, sir. When you go to companies to work, they will not give you the position you think you deserve. If you don't have working experience or a job training. And this is what happens. Go to all these big men. Osei Kwame Despite, they have served people. Some of them have been house boys. Some of them have been what? House boys. They have served masters that are working and they learn the trade. I believe if you go to all the Canadian Japons, they have been somewhere in their life where they were like servants. And do you know what happened? When you pass through all the process and you become the leader of the kingship area, you are well established. So anything that comes, any storm that blows, you are established. Nothing moves you. Those that doesn't go through that process of service, from son, they become, watch them well. Most of these are our young men. They have started fellowship. Go to all the parks. They are doing fellowships. A young man who came here some time ago, I think less than 20 years, and has been able to, by the grace of God, to do some three months course, and he's wearing clear. And the problem is, you see, most of these schools have made them to think. Most of these ministry schools, because even the people that established the ministry schools have not even served before. And they have just opened church, small churches. And in the church, they have opened a ministry school, apostolic school, prophetic school of apostles, or whatever school. And then, when they finish going 2-3 months, some even 1 month, Then straightforward, they ordain them as reverend. Put clerical on their neck. And once they give them that clerical, even at the market, they'll wear clerical. When they leave that school, straightforward, they are looking for speakers. They are looking for speakers to go and position somewhere and start ministry. I have tried it. I told you about it. A ministry at Kofi Niyama. I was an usher, I was a prayer warrior, I was a leader, I was a pastor, I was a prophet, I was a cleaner. Because I was frustrated. I was getting frustrated doing that thing. For 1 year of my life. Because I started seeing small visions. And started telling people things, and it happens. I was an usher in Lighthouse, and I started that thing. I even went to borrow those ones. I went to borrow the chairs. It was all stolen by a weed smoker guy in the house. I was doing the church in the house. The house people who gave me the place to do the church are in the house. They are not members. They don't come to the church. When I'm doing it, they are watching movies inside. Shout, you just see me. And I was hearing the noise, and I'm doing church in the house. They gave me the place. They come and do church. I'm telling you. One day, one of the weed smoker, who is the landlady's son, who stole. One day, I was doing the church. He opened the gate with some girl short. The girl was wearing something short. He's drunk, holding cigarettes, holding the girl's waist. They were chewing in. Why? People are not coming to church. Not even one person was sitting down. I was the only one praying. I have to pray because there's no the time for preaching. I was praying because nobody is there to preach to. Frustration. Instead of he coming to sit down with the girlfriend, look at the question he asked me. This guy is notorious, and he asked me. He said, "Why nobody they come? They make you close the church." He told me. From that day, the next day he came to steal all the next meeting when I came, he have stolen all the plastic chairs because he realized they are not being used. Nobody sits on it. Or he needs to make good use of it. He went to sew the plastic chairs. The ones I went to borrow them too. Why? Because at that time I should be a servant. I have a son, but I have to be a servant. And then from that side, from the servanthood, then to the next level, the kingship. Are you here with me? Do you know why so many people are flopping in their offices in Ghana? They are costing Ghana a lot of money. Do you know why? Because they don't even have experience. You look, I'm telling you, you go to certain offices, you meet some people, you realize they don't even know how to speak English. Now, a school ya fashion will a sub metro, meaning sub chairman of Abrekumaneke, sub chairman of this metropolis, AMA sub chairman. When you listen to the person, look at it, you could see illiteracy, total illiteracy, but it's a sub chairman. It causes a problem everywhere, and they have money without service. They are wasting the money. Don't spend. You see, don't. I want to say something. Don't invest after you have spent. Spend after you have invested. As for them, and so if their party is not favored and they kick them out, bam. When you look at them again, no show. I'm telling you, you talk to some people and you ask yourself, how come they pick these people, this person? Because he has not been through the process. You finish university, no matter whether you made first class, right? Whether you made first class, you still have to go and do national service. 1 year in some village somewhere. Hallelujah. One day you will see some of us, the pastors here, will be leaders of branches. Big branch. He's a leader. He has been through this. And when you go through the servant side, you become so humble. It humbles you. It makes you down to earth. Down to earth. And when you have passed through that process of the servant, you know what happened? When you become the king, the kingship side, which is the leadership side, you go through storms, but you are still established. Amen. Last time I was preaching, I said, where is Apreku, my daughter? Are you in church? I see. When he started all over the place, oh, everywhere. Some started, some Bishop Titi somewhere. He's giving taxi drivers fuel everywhere. Now he doesn't give fuel. His money has finished. Because nobody knows who they serve. No service. Some are prayer warriors. They break away and start fellowship. And I'm telling you, when you start, people will come. Oh! But don't trust the crowd. Okay. Don't trust the crowd. But when you are established, because you have been through the process, it's so beautiful. Troubles will come, God will sustain you. Fire will come, He will sustain you. Storms will come. Do you know the storms Overflowing Life has faced? Do you know the fire we have been through, myself and my pastors? There was a time at a point in the ministry, in our ministry life, we were all living in fear. Am I lying? When I was here, we were all living in fear because you know what? The caliber of church members we are having that time. Why? Auntie said, I don't know if you came to meet some. Why? Stiff neck. This is not stiff. Iron neck. Why? Churches, you are preaching. Who are you? Oh, put yourself somewhere. Most of them are still around. You know why? There are changes because growth is coming. You see, the problem with the body of Christ today, the problem with the church today is that churches are growing, but Christians are not growing. Because we are not studying the word. Churches are growing, but the people are still not growing. Growing, but the members are not growing. Very shallow-minded, very childish behaviors. Old people in the church that youth should look up to are rather always misbehaving for the youth to copy their misbehavior. So many people sitting under me today. I go to places, they call me conferences, I'll go and speak. They call me places, I'll go and open big companies and dedicate. When I go there, those places, Ben, is he around? Were you the one I took you to some company at East Legon? You saw the people that came. When they were doing introductions, some were coming, they came with police motor escorts. They are not ordinary people. Hey, if you see the caliber of people, that it's not a small company, a foreign company. Some are holding about 3 doctors. Doctor in this, doctor in that, doctor in this. Chief, there was some high court judge. They were wearing their thing that week. I said that thing, when they wear it and they stand before you, be alert. Because when they wear it, they are no more ordinary. Only that thing. He will wear it as ordinary wig. I'm telling you, it's carrying authority, symbol of authority. When everybody came and they were sitting down and they started introducing themselves, they started introducing them. High Court Judge Oshimashi, Doctor Oshimashi, this, that, Professor this. Where? And Ben was sitting around. Ben, do you remember? Where is he? Do you remember? And when I look at the names, that the credentials and the titles, and Ben it will get to Ben before me. What will he also say? A trumpeter? No. I'm knocking at patient. You are a steward. Go out. Hallelujah here. Hey, do you know what happened? When they got to me, but you see, they all went to school for some years to study this, but they can't go to school for 100 years to get anointed. So I realized I was above all. Hello, Jenaka. Yeah, that is why we don't have to play with the anointing. Also, we must cherish it and protect it. And be careful of these foolish young girls who always are ready to eat. You come to church, all you are focusing is demon. Recently, they picked some paper here where a lady has written something and has put in it here. And they pick it. Pastor Koti called me and said, look at this foolish. I got so mad. I said, if that person, I'm saying, if you are here, that lady, if you are here, you are a fool. You are a fool. Me, open my eyes now. You are a fool. If you are a woman enough, why didn't you add your name? Come to serve the Lord. I say confidently without fear, you are a fool. I don't have your time. Another message has begun. Pastor Koti said another message has begun. That is foolishness. Let's come to church too. You see, let's have the right mind. What shares on it? Do you know how? Do you know what it takes for God to anoint people? If you are a woman, I am insulting you.